What if I told you that you and every other human being on the planet has the ability and the power to create and manifest everything you desire? And this power is constant. It never stops working, not ever. And there is absolutely no limit to what can be done. So in this video, I want to get into how manifestation really works and how you have already been doing this for your whole life and you just didn't know. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, I just did a video about belief like a week ago, and this sort of ties in a little bit to that. But if you're watching this, you probably heard about The Secret, or you read the book, or you saw the documentary, or you heard fucking Conor McGregor talking about it. It's become sort of quite mainstream now. And The Secret, sort of, the backbone to it basically went like this. You imagine something, you feel as though what it would be like if you had it, and then it materializes in your world. But it doesn't really work like that, does it? In fact, they missed out a few little details which are massive major components to making sure that it actually works. Things like action, things like belief. You have to know that you can do things. You have to know what you can achieve. Now, people talk about manifesting large sums of money. You know, you hear stories of like, oh, I thought about winning lots of money. I imagined what it would be like, and I felt what it would be like for me to be in that situation. And then, you know, I won the lottery. But really, the thing that's missing there is action, because you had to go and play the lottery to ever have a chance of winning that money. So it's all well and good doing all of this other stuff, but if you don't take action on what it is that you're trying to achieve, nothing is ever going to happen. I'm sorry, that is bullshit. So the way that I look at manifestation and what I know to be facts is that it basically works like this. So I'll give this little summary and a literal like breakdown formula of how to do it. So the process for me is like this. This might sound a little bit strange, but bear with me. Your brain is like a 3D printer, okay? It prints 3D visuals onto like a multi-dimensional piece of tracing paper. And then by your actions, you can bring those images into this 3D reality out here in the physical realm. So the first step in the formula to manifestation is having a thought desire. Now, for me, this is where the ego comes in. Everybody has an ego, and your desires and things that you want is the only thing that the ego is used for, in my opinion. So it starts off, you have a thought desire, you have a quick passing thought for something that you want. Let's just say it's a Bentley Continental, okay? So you had a thought, oh, you want a Bentley Continental. So then you visualize it in your head. What color is it? What material does the seats have? What does the steering wheel feel like on your hands? Use all of your senses. What does it smell like in the car? Feel your hands like running along the paint. Just build up that whole mental image so you can immerse yourself in it. Next step is feeling. What would it feel like to have that thing that you desire so badly? What does it feel like, not just in your head to your senses, but feel the gratitude of having that thing. What would it feel like to experience that for real right now? Okay, so this is one of the most important steps, if not the. You have to take action. It's all well and good wanting that car and imagining it all and everything else, but if you're not going to do fuck all about it, how can it happen? So you would then start working tirelessly towards your vision. You don't necessarily know how this is going to happen, okay? But you have to take action to do it. So let's just say you might have just started a new business, or you know, you just start working towards your vision. thinking about this thing every single day, okay? But at that same time, you should also be working harder in your job, because that may lead to a promotion, or you just need to start pushing, basically. The next part is faith. Faith is the belief in things not yet seen, okay? Or even better than belief, for me, is knowing. Once you know this whole process, and you understand what you've been doing for your whole life and what we're all doing to create things every day, you know that this is how it works. So it kind of takes faith away. You don't have to believe in things not yet seen, because you have to know what is happening. You have to know this process, and therefore you will have faith in it. The last step in the process is time. There's going to be a gestation period from when you had your thought desire to when you visualized it, to feeling what it would be like if you had it, and then from taking the action and having the faith or knowing that it was going to occur. It's going to take a period of time. You don't know how long this period is going to be, but it doesn't matter, because you already know you're going to have it. So the time scale is irrelevant. Surely if you want the thing and you know that you're going to have it, it's basically like having it now. So the time aspect doesn't really come into it. But it's important to know that there is a gestation period. It doesn't just magically appear. Now, every single creation that has ever been created was made in this way. It's not a secret or the secret. It's just uncommon sense. You are currently at the stage in life that you are occupying right now solely because of your thoughts, feelings, actions and beliefs. You can't name one thing in your life that did or did not occur because of these things, apart from the country or class or culture that you were born in, or somebody just dying out of the blue. You can find lots of people that are talking about this, even people in history that have talked about this. You know, one that springs to mind is Nikola Tesla. He said this is literally how he invented everything. He thought it all out in his head and went over multiple scenarios until he found one that worked to him and made sense. And then, only then, after he'd imagined it, he started putting it into practice physically. He's responsible for so many amazing inventions. Another one I saw quite recently in the last couple of years, I was watching a skateboard documentary about Nigel Houston, and he literally described the process. Sometimes I hear it, I'm like, do they know that they're doing it? Like, do you know what I mean? Do they understand what they're talking about, or are they just expressing? But he was saying basically when he was, you know, he had this desire to land this certain trick down this certain rail. And he said he was thinking about it all the time. And then he was like, he knew he could do it. So he just kept trying and kept trying and kept trying and kept trying. And then lo and behold, he landed it. So, you know, it's happening all the time, whether you realize it or whether you don't. This is how you are creating things in your life. You're having the thought, you know, I could sit next to me now. Oh, I've just decided to look at my pen. I thought about it, and I picked it up, and now I've made it occur. Okay, now I'm putting it down again. You know, this is not like, it's not woo-woo. It's not some out there concept. This is literally how we do things. We think, we have a desire to do things. We decide that's what we want to do. We visualize it in our head, and then we take the action and we create it. Obviously, these things are different because there was no belief needed. It's just, I saw the pen, I knew that I could pick it up, and that's it. Once you know that you can do these things, you can apply it to anything. Another thing I would say is that Neville Goddard, who is one of the godfathers of this information, he used to say that he enjoyed a glass of whatever it was, his tipple, you know, I think it was wine or scotch or something like that, every day, and sit in his little armchair. But you are going to be able to think a lot more clearly when you're not drinking or taking drugs. So although I'm not going to deny, because it does work, whether you believe in it or whether you don't, you're going to have a lot more control of your thoughts if you have a clear head. So for me personally, I would recommend not drinking or taking drugs. It's just going to be a lot easier to control what you're thinking about. We are creators, okay? We create things all day, every day, so we can experience things. The problem is that we are choosing the wrong experiences. We're choosing the wrong thoughts. We're choosing the wrong actions. We feel nothing, and we have no faith in anything except currency. So be careful what you think about. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.